Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So today we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 18, Text number 10. Ma agara dara atmaja vitta bandushu sangha yadi syat bhagavat priyeshu na ya pranavritya paritushta atmavan siddhyati adhurat na tata indriya priya magaradaratmavavichu bandushu Sango yadi shad bhagavat priyeshuna yaprana vritya paritushta atmavan siddhyat yadurannatatendraya priya ma not agara house Dara, wife. Atmaja, children. Vitta, bank balance. Bandushu, among friends and relatives. Sangha, association or attachment. Yadi, if, syat, there must be, bhagavat priyeshu, among persons to whom the Supreme Personality of Godhead is very dear. Na, of us. Ya, anyone who, pranavidya, by the bare necessities of life, paritushta, satisfied, atmavan, who has controlled his mind and realized his self. Siddhyati, becomes successful. Adurat, very soon. Na, not. Tata, so much. Indriya priya, a person attached to sense gratification. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. My dear Lord, we pray that we may never feel attraction for the prison of family life consisting of home, wife, children, friends, bank balance, relatives, and so on. If we do have some attachment, Let it be for devotees whose only dear friend is Krishna. A person who is actually self-realized and who has controlled his mind is perfectly satisfied with the bare necessities of life. He does not try to gratify his senses. Such a person quickly advances in Krishna consciousness, whereas others who are too attached to material things find advancement very difficult. Purport. When Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was requested to explain the duty of a Vaishnava, a Krishna conscious person, he immediately said, Asatsanga Tyag, a Vaishnava Achara. The first business of a Vaishnava is to give up the association of persons who are not devotees of Krishna and are too attached to material things, wife, children, bank balance, and so on. Prahlad Maharaj also prays to the personality of Godhead that he may avoid the association of non-devotees attached to the materialistic way of life. If he must be attached to someone, he prays to be attached only to a devotee. A devotee is not interested in unnecessarily increasing the demands of the senses for sense gratification. Of course, as long as one is within this material world, one must have a material body and it must be maintained for executing devotional service. The body can be maintained very easily by eating Krishna Prasad. Patram pushpam palam tayam yome bhaktya prayachchati tadaham bhaktya pahritam ashnami prayatatmanaha. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, fruit or water, I will accept it. Why should the menu be unnecessarily increased for the satisfaction of the tongue? Devotees should eat as simply as possible, otherwise attachment for material things will gradually increase, and the senses, being very strong, will soon require more and more material enjoyment. Then the real business of life, to advance in Krishna consciousness, will stop.
इसके प्रति कभी भी आकृष्ट न हो। यदि हमें से किसी से किंचित आसक्ति हो भी तो वो भक्तों से हो जिनके लिए श्री कृष्ण ही परम प्रिय हैं। जिस व्यक्ति को आत्म साक्षात्कार हो चुका है और जिसने अपने मन को वश में कर लिया है, वो जीवन की न्यूनतम आवश्यकताओं से तुष्ट रहता है। वो अपनी इंद्रिय तुष्टि का प्रयास नहीं करता। ऐसा व्यक्ति जल्दी ही कृष्ण भावना वृत्ति और अग्रसर होता है। किंतु जो भौतिक वस्तुओं में अत्यधिक लिप्त रहते हैं, उनके लिए ऐसा कर पाना कठिन है। तात्पर्य: जब श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु से वैष्णव अर्थात कृष्ण भावना भावित व्यक्ति के कर्तव्य की व्याख्या करने के लिए अनुरोध किया गया, तो उन्होंने तुरंत कहा, असत्संग त्याग यही वैष्णव आचार। वैष्णव का प्रथम कर्तव्य है कि वह ऐसे व्यक्ति की संगति तुरंत त्याग दे जो श्री कृष्ण का भक्त नहीं है और स्त्री, संतान, धन आदि भौतिक वस्तुओं में अत्यधिक लिप्त रहता है। प्रहलाद महाराज भी श्री भगवान से यही प्रार्थना करते हैं कि वे उन्हें उन भक्तों से दूर रहें जो भौतिक जीवन बिताते हैं। यदि उन्हें किसी से अनुरक्त होना भी पड़े तो मात्र भक्त से। भक्त की रुचि इंद्रियों की तृप्ति के लिए अपनी आवश्यकताओं को बढ़ाने की ओर कभी भी नहीं होती। निसंदेह जब तक कोई भी इस भौतिक जगत में रहता है, उसे भौतिक देह चाहिए और भक्ति का पोषण श्री कृष्ण प्रसाद खाकर सरलता से किया जा सकता है, जैसा कि श्री कृष्ण ने भगवद गीता 9:26 में कहा है, पत्रम पुष्पम फलम तोयम योगे भक्त्या प्रयच्छति तद अहम भक्ति उपहरकम स्वामी प्रेम आत्मा। यदि मुझे कोई प्रेम एवं भक्ति से एक पत्ती पुष्प फल या जल अर्पण करता है तो मैं उसे स्वीकार करता हूँ। जीव की तुष्टि के लिए व्यंजनों की श्रृंखला में अनावश्यक वृद्धि क्यों की जाए? भक्तों को चाहिए कि सादा से सादा भोजन करें, अन्यथा भौतिक वस्तुओं के प्रति लगाव बढ़ता जाएगा और इंद्रियां प्रबल होने के कारण अधिक आनंद चाहेंगी। इससे जीवन के असली कार्य अर्थात कृष्ण भावनामृत की उन्नति रुक जाएगी।
Shri Guru Shri Jata Barakamala Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupa Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sajaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Svaminiti Namine Namaste Sarasvate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Mukam Karoti Vatshalam Pangum Labhyagate Girim Yat Kripap Tamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinataranam. So here we are getting very, very wonderful words of wisdom. At the present moment, we are very deeply entangled in material attachments. And because of it, we are miserable. But if we can learn how to take our tendency to be attached and repose it completely in Krishna, Guru and Vaishnavas, then we will relish unlimited happiness at every minute. Krishna consciousness means pure bliss. Krishna consciousness means relishing unlimited happiness at every minute. Because we are not purely Krishna conscious, we are punishing ourselves unnecessarily.
क्योंकि हम पूर्णतः कृष्ण भावनामृत नहीं हैं, इस करके हम अपने आप को कष्ट नहीं दे रहे हैं.
This is called sadism, sadistic. You know that word?
ये एक पागलपन की तरह है.
Why should we punish ourselves? By not giving all of our love to Krishna and Vaishnavas.
हम क्यों खुद को कष्ट दे रहे हैं? हम क्यों नहीं अपना पूरा प्रेम वैष्णव और भगवान कृष्ण को देते?
You may say, what about my friends and my relatives in the material world?
आप कहेंगे तो मेरे मित्रों का, मेरे रिश्तेदारों का जो भौतिक जगत में हैं, उनका क्या होगा?
How can I give them up?
उनको मैं कैसे छोड़ सकता हूँ?
But you know, when you fully give yourself to Guru and Krishna, you become the best well-wisher of every single living entity in the whole material existence.
लेकिन क्या आप जानते हैं, अगर गुरु और वैष्णव को खुद को समर्पण करते हैं, तो आप केवल अपने मित्रों संबंधियों को नहीं, हर एक जीव को पूर्णतः प्रेम दे सकते हैं.
That person who is absorbed in Krishna consciousness
वो व्यक्ति जो कृष्ण भावनाओं में पूर्णतः लगा हुआ है,
is bestowing the ultimate benefit on every single living entity at every minute.
तो हर एक जीव आत्मा को हर समय बहुत ही आनंद और
Just as Krishna is Suhridam Sarvabhutanam, the best friend of every living entity,
भगवान कहते हैं कृष्ण सुहृद सर्वभूतानां हैं, सभी जीवात्माओं के सबसे श्रेष्ठ मित्र हैं.
that person who fully absorbs himself in Krishna consciousness is also Suhridam Sarvabhutanam.
और वो भक्त, वो व्यक्ति जो भगवान की तरह भगवान की प्रेम में भक्ति में लगा हुआ है, वो भी सबका सुहृद और सर्वभूतानां.
He's the best friend of everyone,
हर एक का अच्छा मित्र है,
including himself.
अपना भी.
Why be your own enemy? Why be your own enemy?
क्यों हम अपने स्वयं के शत्रु बने?
By not fully surrendering to Krishna.
क्यों नहीं हम पूरी तरह भगवान कृष्ण के शरणागत हो जाते हैं?
By not fully surrendering to Krishna, we are enemies of ourselves.
अगर हम भगवान कृष्ण के शरणागत नहीं होते हैं, तो केवल हम अपने ही शत्रु हैं.
So do not be your own enemy.
अपने शत्रु मत बनिए.
Fully surrender to Krishna.
पूर्णतः भगवान कृष्ण के शरणागत हो जाइए.
Krishna says, Sarvadharman parijjaja mamekam sharanam vraja aham sangsarva papebhyo mokshayasami ma shuchaha. Give up everything else.
भगवान कृष्ण भगवद-गीता में कहते हैं,
Surrender to me only.
केवल मेरे शरणागत हो जाओ.
He doesn't say surrender to your relatives,
वो नहीं कहते अपने रिश्तेदारों के शरणागत हो.
surrender to your bank balance,
अपने बैंक बैलेंस से
surrender to your government leaders,
अपने सरकार के नेताओं के शरणागत हो जाओ.
surrender to your mind.
अपने मन के शरणागत हो जाओ.
He says, give up all these other things and you surrender to me only.
इस सब तरह की आसक्ति को छोड़कर केवल केवल मेरे शरणागत हो जाइए.
As I have pointed out, when you do that, you're not neglecting anybody.
जैसे मैंने बताया, अगर हम ऐसा करते हैं तो हम किसी का भी तिरस्कार नहीं कर रहे.
When you do that, when you fully give yourself to Krishna, then you're actually giving the greatest blessing to every living entity in all of existence.
अगर आप ऐसा करते हैं, भगवान कृष्ण के शरणागत होते हैं, तो हर एक जीवात्मा को आप हर समय आनंद का प्रदान कर रहे हैं.
So, Krishna consciousness then is the perfection of love.
कृष्ण भावना में जो प्रेम का एक पूर्ण
Because
है.
when you love Krishna, you perfectly love everyone.
अगर आप कृष्ण से प्रेम करते हैं, तो पूर्णतः आप सभी से प्रेम करते हैं.
But when you try to love someone separate from loving Krishna, that is lust, it is not love.
अगर आप भगवान कृष्ण को छोड़कर अन्य से प्रेम करते हैं, तो वो प्रेम नहीं है, काम है.
In Sanskrit, there's two different words, prema and kama. You see.
संस्कृत में दो शब्द आते हैं, प्रेम और काम.
If we try to love outside of Krishna consciousness, that is kama, lust.
अगर हम कृष्ण भावना के बाहर कोई प्रेम करते हैं, तो प्रेम नहीं, काम है.
So don't try to love outside of Krishna consciousness.
तो कृष्ण भावना के बाहर जाकर प्रेम करने का प्रयास मत कीजिए.
It's not love.
ये प्रेम नहीं है.
The only real love is loving Krishna.
हमारा वास्तविक
And then through loving Krishna, you automatically love every single living entity. Even the little ant. We all know the story of Mrigari the hunter. He had been trained by his father how to earn his livelihood. He was a meat eater. He lived by eating meat. He had clothes made out of leather. His clothing was made out of leather also. Leather, the flesh of the cow. The flesh of the wild animals, yeah, not the cow. So that was his training. You kill the animals half dead and have a great time watching them die in a painful agony. So Narada Muni is traveling all over he's going everywhere with his Veena to spread the glories of Krishna. And he comes to the forest and he sees the hunter killing the animals half dead. He's shocked. How can a person be so cruel to kill the animal half dead and take pleasure in seeing the painful suffering of that animal's slow death? So he first gave the advice to the hunter, why are you torturing him? You kill them full immediately. So the hunter became a little submissive. And then Narada said, actually, you break your bow and give up this hunting occupation. I'll provide all your eatables, don't worry. Just see what a powerful guru. Arranging for all the eatables of his disciples. So Mrigari had great faith in this Saint Narada Muni. He broke his bow. Yes, I surrender unto you, Guru Maharaj. You tell me what to do now. He said, you get one hut, and you and your wife, you simply worship the Tulsi. And don't worry, all your eatables will come. So the word went far and wide. That vicious, cruel hunter has now become a Vaishnava. He's become a saint. And all the people came to see all this great saint. Mrigari is now a great saint. So when you go to see a saint, do you come empty-handed? No, you bring some fruits, some grains, some vegetables, some ghee. You see. So they're bringing so much bhog that he and his wife couldn't eat all of it even if it's too much. He's wondering why Narada Muni is sending so much. So anyway, Narada Muni is traveling all over the universes, you see. He has a companion who travels with him. In Texas, we call that a sidekick. His sidekick. Parvat Muni. So Parvat Muni and Narad Muni, they're flying by mystical airlines. They didn't have to get a ticket on Air India.
नारद मुनि और पार्वत मुनि एक बहुत ही दुर्लभ विमान से यात्रा करते हैं इंडियन एयरलाइंस में.
They're flying on Krishna Airlines. So Narada Muni tells Parvat, I think I'd like to check out my disciple Mrigari, how he is doing. So they come flying back into that, where that hut is. And Mrigari, now he's seeing Guru Maharaj. So what do you do when you see Guru Maharaj? Hit the dirt. Dandavat. But he's not offering Dandavat. What's going on? He's going like this. There were some ants. And he's carefully taking the ants out of the way. Just see. He does not even want to hurt a little ant. He was killing the animals half dead and enjoying their pain. And now he doesn't even want to hurt a little ant. Just see the beauty of Krishna consciousness. It turns the grossest sinner into the greatest saint. So in this way, the Vaishnava is the best friend of every living entity. Even the little ant. He doesn't want to hurt anyone. So to become detached from material society and detached to Krishna does not mean you become cruel and impersonal. It means now you know how to give pure love to everyone. Even your relatives. Just like Prabhupada told the devotees to get your parents a subscription for Back to Godhead magazine. That was the instruction. Every devotee should get a subscription for Back to Godhead magazine for their parents. So in this way, he didn't want us to neglect our relatives, you see. He didn't want us to be under the order of our relatives. Not under the order of our, not being ordered around by, not under the direction of our relatives. Just like my mother wanted me to give up Krishna consciousness and become a Christian, you see. My mother wanted me, she came to the temple and gave me a Bible. She didn't realize by following Gita I was a better Christian than she was. She thought I should give up Hare Krishna and come back to Jesus. You see. My grandmother also. She said, why you didn't become a minister at a Baptist church? So I did not follow these mundane relatives who wanted me to give up Hare Krishna and go back to Jesus. Because actually we're better followers of Jesus than the Christians. We are better followers of Jesus than the Christians. The Bible says, thou shalt not kill. So why are the Christians running all these big slaughterhouses? The Christians are not true Christians. They're not following the Bible. So we are the best Christians. We are the best Muslims.
हम सबसे अच्छे मुस्लिम
We are the best Jews.
हम सबसे अच्छे
We are the best Sikhs.
हम सबसे अच्छे सिख हैं।
When you take up Krishna consciousness, you become the best of every religion.
अगर आप कृष्ण भाव में लेते हो तो आप सभी धर्मों में सबसे अच्छे हो जाते हैं।
Actually, there's only one religion,
दरअसल केवल एक मात्र एक ही धर्म है
and that is to become a pure lover of God.
और वो है भगवान का एक शुद्ध भक्त बनना।
And you know what Prabhupada told us?
आप जानते हैं प्रभुपाद जी ने हमें क्या कहा?
He gave us a formula
उन्होंने हमें एक फॉर्मूला दिया
of how we could very quickly make Krishna consciousness the world religion accepted by everyone.
हम किस तरह से बहुत ही जल्दी कृष्ण भावना में इसको एक पूरे संसार में सबसे बड़ा धर्म बहुत जल्दी से बना सकते हैं।
He said, read, chant, and preach as much as possible.
उन्होंने कहा पढ़ो, जप करो और प्रचार करो जितना ज़्यादा हो सकता है।
Now, does that mean read Playboy magazine?
इसका मतलब क्या है? प्लेबॉय मैगजीन पढ़ें?
No, our brahmachari said no. Not Playboy magazine. It means read the scriptures,
हमें शास्त्रों का अध्ययन करना चाहिए।
Bhagavad-Gita,
भगवद गीता पढ़ना चाहिए।
Srimad Bhagavatam,
श्रीमद् भागवत
etc. Read, chant, and preach as much as possible.
जितना हो सके पढ़ें, जप करें और उनका प्रचार करें।
Prabhupada said, this is our life and soul.
और पाचन में ये हमारा जीवन और आत्मा है।
If we stick to this simple formula,
अगर इस साधारण फॉर्मूले को अगर
very soon this Krishna consciousness will be accepted by everyone as the world religion.
बहुत ही जल्दी पूरे विश्व में हर कोई इस कृष्ण भावना को अपना लेगा।
So I would request everyone read, chant, and preach as much as possible.
मैं सबसे प्रार्थना करूंगा कृपया पढ़िए, जप कीजिए और इन शास्त्रों का प्रचार कीजिए।
Because my desire is this.
मेरी इच्छा ये है,
I want to see before I leave my body
मैं अपना शरीर त्याग करने से पहले देखना चाहता हूँ
that Hare Krishna becomes accepted by everyone as the world religion.
हरे कृष्णा पूरे संसार में संसार के धर्म के रूप में सब द्वारा अपनाया जाए।
This body is now 70 years old,
इस शरीर में 70 साल का हो गया है।
although I feel like I'm 22.
लेकिन मैं 22 साल का लगता हूँ।
I don't know how much longer I will live in this body. I'm not sure how much longer I will live.
मुझे कोई यकीन नहीं है कितना ज़्यादा समय मैं बिता पाऊंगा।
Maybe 80,
शायद 80 साल,
maybe 90,
शायद 90 साल,
maybe 100,
शायद 100 साल,
maybe 108.
शायद 100 साल।
I don't know.
मैं नहीं जानता।
But whatever my lifespan is, I want to see before I leave this body that Hare Krishna movement is accepted by everyone as the world religion. So let us all work together now to read, chant, and preach as much as possible to bring the whole world to Krishna consciousness.
लेकिन मैं चाहता हूँ इस शरीर त्यागने से पहले कि हरे कृष्ण आंदोलन हर किसी द्वारा अपनाया जाए, पूरे विश्व में इसका पालन हो।
So now I got to ask if there's any questions.
पूछना चाहूँगा अगर किसी के कोई प्रश्न है।
All right, there's a little microphone that goes in right into my hearing aid. You can say it into my little portable mic if you have a question. Anyone have a question? There's one. If it's English, if it's Hindi, I won't. You'll have to translate it anyway. Hindi bolo, English, Angrezi, Hindi. You say to Hindi, he'll translate it. Yeah, that's fine.
इस भावना को अपनाना जैसे लगता है बहुत ही जब लेक्चर सुन रहे होते हैं, परंतु उसके बाद प्रैक्टिकली लाइफ में ऐसा नहीं होगा जैसे आप बता रहे हैं।
He's saying that this Hare Krishna, what you are preaching, when you are preaching, it is very simple. But to
Remember preaching? What?
like you are doing, it is very simple when you are preaching. But to apply practical life,
Take the microphone. You may have to come tell me in my ear here. Say it into that goes on to my hearing aid.
he's saying that this process looks very simple during the class.
This process is simple?
During hearing in the class. While hearing in the class,
Yeah, it is
process
simple.
looks very simple. But while applying practically, it's very difficult.
Yes, that's an excellent question. Thank you very much. We hear in the class it sounds so simple. When we try to apply it, it's so difficult.
जब हम सुनते हैं तो प्रवचन सुनते हैं तो लगता है बहुत ही आसान है हरे कृष्ण आंदोलन का पालन करना, लेकिन जीवन में अपनाते समय बहुत ही कठिन होता है।
When Srila Prabhupada would see somebody is having a difficult time, he would say, "What's the difficulty?"
जब प्रभुपाद जी देखते थे किसी का बड़ा कठिन समय चल रहा है, वो पूछते थे क्या परेशानी है?
I can tell you what is the difficulty.
मैं बता सकता हूँ वो मुश्किल कहाँ पर है।
Instead of hearing Guru and Krishna,
गुरु और कृष्ण को नहीं सुन रहे हैं।
instead of listening to Guru and Krishna, we are listening instead to our rascal minds. Therefore, Prabhupada instructs in this way. In the morning when you get up, you beat your mind with shoes 300 times. And in the evening with a broomstick, boom, boom, boom. You have to beat your mind. You may say, well, I don't want to be so cruel to my mind. Then there's another instruction from Govinda Das. Bajahure mana Shrinanda Nandana Abhaya Charanara Vindare. My dear mind. Instead of hitting his mind, he's saying, my dear mind. Please engage yourself in the devotional service of the divine son of Nanda Maharaj. You see, the difficulty, sir, is this. We have so many material attachments. We're not giving our love to Krishna. Our love is going other places. Our love is going other places. We have to learn how to give our love 100% to Krishna. How does Lord Chaitanya pray? I know no one but Krishna is my Lord. I know no one but Krishna is my Lord. And he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly by his embrace, or leaves me broken-hearted by not being present before me. In any condition, in all conditions, he is my worshipful Lord unconditionally. If you will pray to Krishna, my dear Lord, please bless me now, I can be your pure devotee. Please bless me then my every thought, my every word, and my every deed, in all times, places, and circumstances shall be unlimitedly pleasing to you. If you keep begging like that, all your difficulties will go away. And there's a special prayer that enables us to beg in that mood at every minute. It's actually a very famous prayer. It goes like this. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Prabhupada said chant at least 16 rounds a day. Actually, you can go on chanting all day long. You can chant while you're walking down the street. You can chant while you're shaving your face. You can chant when you're putting on your dhoti or your sari. You know. Chanting is enchanting. So the more you chant, the more you become enchanted by Krishna. The whole point is we want to fall in love with Krishna. All we can do is think about Krishna at every minute. How powerful is Krishna? How beautiful is Krishna? How renounced is Krishna? How knowledgeable is Krishna? How famous is Krishna? How wealthy is Krishna? We want to be fully enamored by Krishna at every minute. He's such an amazing person. Krishna is absolutely awesome. And he's fully accessible. Krishna will manifest a separate expansion of himself for every devotee to personally, intimately mix with him. You don't have to stand in line for 10 million years to get 5 seconds with Krishna. Krishna manifests a separate Krishna for every devotee. So you can have Krishna as your most intimate, dear friend at every minute. Even now, here in this material world, Krishna can become manifest. You know what Prabhupada wrote me in one letter? He said, now you just qualify yourself to see Krishna face to face. You may say, how's that possible? Krishna is so far away in Goloka Vrindavan. How could I possibly see him face to face except in the deity form? But remember what Bhakti-yoga Thakur said. He has written very nicely. One day while engaged in household duties, I saw my entire house transform into Goloka Vrindavan. So if you will chant with full sincerity of attitude, desiring only to please Krishna and nothing else except to please Krishna at every minute, your own griha can transform into Goloka. Your griha can transform into Goloka. So you simply have to become serious that from now on, I want one thing only, and that is pure devotional service to Krishna. And I want the empowerment to give Krishna to everyone. Okay? Any other questions? Do you understand it? Take the mic. You can hear without the mic better. No mic.
किसी का हिंसा द्वेष नहीं छूट रहा है, तो क्या कारण?
Why don't you just walk up there and tell him, just get up, stand up and go tell him directly. Well, get up and go tell him. Devotees should not leave yet. It's not 9 o'clock. This is some emergency. It's not time to leave the class. The class isn't over. Don't start walking up. At 9 o'clock you can leave. We have 3 more minutes. Huh? Come here and tell me. That thing is not working. Just come here and tell me. Get up and tell me. That thing is on and off. I don't know what's wrong with it.
He's saying when we leave our sinful life,
Yeah.
then we understand Krishna.
When we leave our sinful life.
Then we can understand Krishna.
Yes.
But still, why our sinful tendency?
Why what?
But still, our tendency to hurt others.
Why are these contaminations still there? Why are we still contaminated? After trying to become Krishna conscious, we're still contaminated. Yeah. The reason is we're holding on to our material attachment. The subtle dirt. In our mind, we're still thinking that sense gratification was very nice. I know that sense gratification was no good, but in my mind, sometimes I go back to try to enjoy it again, even though I know it's wrong. Sometimes thinking about my previous sinful activities and thinking they were very nice. I know they were nice, but sometimes I feel they were nice. That's one thing. Trying to enjoy the memories of those sinful activities, it can happen. You see? Those subtle attachments are there. They're very difficult to uproot. You see? That's why we have to keep begging Krishna, please save me, please save me, please save me from all this dirt in my heart. Please, Krishna, save me, save me, save me. What did Prabhupada say in his prayer to Bhaktisiddhanta? Please save me, a fallen, your divine grace. If Prabhupada presents himself as a fallen soul begging to be saved, what is our position? If you're constantly begging to be saved, that will liberate you from all that dirt in your heart. So it's 9 o'clock, and we'll end here. And we thank you all very much for taking this Krishna consciousness process very seriously. Now you all become very, very serious, all become the pure devotees of Krishna and be empowered to make the whole world Krishna conscious. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.